would be a perfect fit elsewhere because it doesn't seem like he's going to be a member of the Boston Celtics, much like Drew Holiday, much like Kristaps Porzingis, as we get to learn a new roster.
Much like Luke Cornett.
What would you think of a roster for the Celtics that included Dame Lillard, who is going to be bought out by the Milwaukee Bucks so they can sign Miles Turner when it all becomes official, I believe, July 6th.
Must be nice to have buyout money.
Yeah, and I didn't know this, but the guy with the Browns is involved with the Bucks now, and that's part. They actually think he's part of the
Jimmy Haslam.
Jimmy Haslam is leading part of the charge to buy out Dame.
Probably thinking, all right, now if there's a way I could just do this with Deshaun Foster.
So the beauty of it is he is a free agent as soon as this buyout actually happens, and because the Bucks are buying him out, he gets his, I believe it's $54 million this year and $57 million next year. So any team could sign him for the veteran minimum. He getting his $55 million each of the next 2 years, coming off a torn Achilles. He's going to be rehabbing for at least a large portion.
He'll miss the most next year.
Of next season, absolutely. But the Boston Celtics were one of the first teams to reach out, reportedly, to Dame Lillard. That list also includes the Lakers and the Golden State Warriors, the two teams we just talked about with Al Horford. But my question is, do you like just the theoretical idea of he rehabs for a year, you don't have to pay him anything, he works out with Tatum for a little bit, does his own thing, and then it's Jason Tatum, it's Jaylen Brown, and it's Dame Lillard on the same team? Is that a trio that
What do you think my answer is going to be?
I think you're not going to like it.
Yeah, because I've been talking about this ad nauseum about how they need to get younger. He's 34 years old, so
Yep.
let's have two aging veterans off of Achilles injuries.
What could go wrong?
Let's see if we can. Any other Achilles injured guards that need at least 20 shots a night?
It's the guy doesn't play any defense. He's offensively he can cook it up with the best of them, but I don't trust that he's going to be even close to the player he once was when he was at Portland.
Oh, he was awesome. Doing Dame time and he played the whole thing.
The 40-footer in front of Paul George remains one of my 5 favorite.
And his
shots in
34
NBA
years old
history.
Achilles, no thanks. See ya. It's not even a debate.
Just to add some detail to the story, so apparently he was never happy in Milwaukee, and not just the fit on the court with Giannis. I guess his family did not move from Portland, so he had family, kids, and
it's a fun little city.
So my guess is he wants to go back to the West Coast where he can be closer to the family. Maybe they'd move down the coast to, Golden State or L.A.
That's my money.
But it is an interesting thing because I didn't realize. So the way this works, the Bucks get to spread the $112 million over the next 5 years. That's how you buy out a guy over in the NBA. That's what they'll be doing. But it's offset money, Ted. You know it from the NFL, offset language. Any team that pays him, it gets subtracted from what the Bucks owe. So there's really no reason, you know what I mean? He doesn't get more money unless you pay him above the $54 million he was already going to get. And if you're another team, the more you pay him, you're kind of helping the Bucks out with their big contract that they tried to get out from under. So he's legit probably going to sign for virtually no money.
I see what you're saying. So it makes them very, very attractive.
Very attractive, especially for a team like the Celtics, which what's priority number one this offseason? Cha and ching, money. It's figuring out a way to get a roster as cheaply as possible.
It just doesn't fit what I think the profile of the team needs to be, which is younger, more athletic, Tatum-centric.
That's what I wonder. Like, if Jason Tatum reads this, what's he thinking? Wait, who's going to shoot when the game's on the line? Let's say we did this. Who's going to shoot?
I'd let him shoot first.
Dame?
Also, where do
you mean Dame, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Where do Dame's shots come from?
His hands.
Sure. I mean, that's a good answer.
I don't know what you're asking.
Well, if he's going to put up 20 shots a night, where are they going to come from? 10 from Pritchard, 5 from Tatum, 5 from somebody else. Like he's a volume player.
He's a volume guy. But you did get rid of Drew Holiday, Kristaps Porzingis, Al Horford.
You've added in
Luke Cornett.
You've added in Simons, the Garza Strip, and a bunch of other guys.
I'm not sure Simons is going to be here, and I'm not sure I want him shooting. So those are two issues along the way.
That's probably true.
But I do not. I'm with Ted. I don't
say he goes to the Warriors.
This Dame Lillard to the Celtics feels sad to me. Like it almost like you went from this, like you're the favorite, the defending champs, you're a dynasty, to you got to pick up a bargain basement, aging, former good player coming off a bad Achilles only because he's cheap. Doesn't that feel something that should be almost beneath them at this point?
Were you talking about the Warriors or the Celtics?
Celtics.
Oh, Celtics. Gotcha.
Celtics.
Yeah.
No, if the Warriors want to add him, because they're already kind of an old, team. They're kind of that weird, the sad wrestlers who are all, you
feel
guys were awesome 10 years ago.
I feel like teams like Warriors kind of grabbed like old aging veterans.
Yes.
They paid Jimmy Butler $60 million. Steph Curry's making the moon, and that ownership group spends.
Try to, instead of doing a full reboot, these teams that were once great, try to kind of see if they can steal a one with an old aging guy to see if he can maybe come here and all of a sudden he plays better than he has in the most recent years. I feel like that's kind of the mentality of some of these teams that have overspent and now are trying to not completely go under and be irrelevant and still be relevant by bringing in an aging guy just in case. Magic in a bottle.
And at least in part, like some of that for them is the Poole kid was supposed to be good. They gave him money and he wasn't.
He just got moved again.
He did. And like when you make mistakes on some of those guys, then the fallback is, Dame Lillard's available.
Does it feel like a basketball expendables, or like one of those movies that used to feature like James Garner and Clint Eastwood, like
absolutely
old balls?
Absolutely. And that's why I don't want the Celtics. And there's also, Ted, you could probably figure this out. There's also an aspect of, does he fit in with JB? Even if we're projecting when Tatum's back, does he fit in with JB? And how does
Don't they have a history? Don't they not like each other?
No, that's Giannis that JB
My bad.
Giannis, JB hates Giannis. He's a child. Remember the whole short pulling? He sat on him. They went back and forth.
They're not trading him, are they, too? Because he was kind of pouting on social media.
See, the funny thing is, I don't know why he would be. I mean, I get in one sense why he'd be pouting, but not really. Dame's not playing this year, and Dame wanted out. Apparently, Dame is ecstatic. The best thing he heard was they were buying him out.
I've read a couple things. I've heard that he's mad that Giannis signed off on it.
Wouldn't you be thrilled if somebody was like, Andy, we're going to give you $80 million not to play basketball in Milwaukee?
He didn't like Milwaukee. Yeah. He didn't want to be.
He didn't want to go there in the first place.
He didn't want to go there in the first place, and I think he probably could have talked himself into it if they had clicked on the court and they were rolling, and all of a sudden you get off to a 15-2 start. We're going to win a title, but that didn't happen. And then he gets hurt. Like, do you want to be rehabbing to go back to a place you don't really like in the first place? So I think it's better off for him. I think he could end up being a nice player for the right team. Maybe it is Golden State. I don't know. The Lakers have a little bit of that aging thing too. You're going to pair him up with
100%.
LeBron?
Let's say if you're the Lakers right now, you have Luka. He needs shots. LeBron is always going to need his shots. Reeves is going into a year where he's turned down a significant contract offer because he's trying to get his shots so he can earn an even bigger payday. You may sign Horford. Where do the shots come from for Dame Lillard when he's healthy? Let's say
there's only one basketball. You ever heard that?
Literally.
That's what a lot of the coaches.
Nope.
It's only one basketball. 617-779-7937. You can chime in. Would you want Dame Lillard? Although I'm not sure there's a lot of people out there that would. I feel like Rich Keefe would be a guy that would like that idea. He's a star bleeper, if you know what I mean. He likes when those big names are available on the open market.